Still deciding if Premiere is something you want to switch over to? We're going to continue the conversation from the last episode. We're going to be talking about some of the struggles I went through and what I did to resolve them. What up, AFAM? Kitty here at the atolavisuals. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of a 3-part Adobe Premiere series that I'm doing for y'all. I've learned a lot during my transition from Final Cut 10 into Premiere. I'm lucky enough to partner with Adobe to bring you this series and show you my journey. There could be some setbacks when you use Premiere. One tip I could give you, the main tip, is always to save. It is the most important thing because you never know if something goes down and you don't save, you're gonna have to redo everything. I even have autosave set to 5 minutes, but I always, every couple seconds, just push those 2 buttons. Trust me, don't learn the hard way. With Final Cut, we got used to not saving, so get used to saving again. Gamma shift was a slight issue for me, so when I would do my coloring in Premiere and export it, check it on, let's say, QuickTime, the colors were slightly different. Like the blacks were more faded and the colors were desaturated, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. So I was asking my friends and discussing with other creators if anyone had the same problems. Someone suggested that I calibrate my monitor. I think it was Lee, so shout out to Lee. So I used the Spyder 5 Elite to get it done. I bought the best model because I'm coloring all day, I work with photos, I need colors to be as accurate as possible. Highly recommend. And if you want to watch a tutorial, I highly suggest watching Sydney or Jason's because they my squad. I was gonna do a tutorial on this, but there's no need. Just watch theirs. What you have to remember is that colors are gonna look different whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, your phone, different monitors. There's always gonna be that slight variance. The workspaces and the windows took a while for me to get used to, but I customized it and set it kind of like how it was on Final Cut. So you can personalize it yourself and save it as a profile just like you can with your keyboard shortcuts. They have various windows for editing, assembly, coloring, audio, effects, so it makes it a lot easier that you don't have to pull up Windows every time you need to do something. I like that. You might fumble a bit, but the more you edit, the better you're gonna get. Have some patience. Let's focus on what I like about Premiere over Final Cut. Number 1, the timeline is a lot more flexible, which allows for easier control. It reminds me a lot of Final Cut 7 when there's different tracks, everything's easier to organize like scenes in different parts of the video. And having multiple tracks is another way to keep organized, especially when there's a lot going on. For example, there's music, dialogue, sound effects, A-roll, B-roll, effects. This way, if you have individual tracks, you could control them independently. Reason number 2 is not having sticky clips like you do in Final Cut 10. I just hate when you delete a main clip and the music is attached that it'll delete the music track as well. Or if you pick up and move that clip, the whole music track will move with it. Gets frustrating. When you add transitions to a clip, also, you can't move the clip, especially when you're like almost done about to export, unless you delete the transitions first. And that's a waste of time. I never understood that. That's like one of my biggest annoyances with Final Cut. With Premiere, nothing sticks together. Number 3, syncing audio. To sync audio, I know Final Cut has their own version of it, but I always ended up using Pluralize 4. It was just faster and easier to deal with. In Premiere, you could synchronize everything just on the timeline and you don't have to use a third-party software. Let's talk about effects now. Effects can separate your work from others, so it's really nice that After Effects can integrate with Premiere really easily, and you don't have to purchase plugins to get creative. While plugins are easy to use in Final Cut, they can get expensive and they're not very unique. Yeah, you could customize the fonts, the colors, the durations, the speeds, but we've all seen the same transitions and titles. Those zoom transitions and those wipes. Hey, I use them too, so I can't hate. After Effects can make your videos a little bit more unique. A really good example of this is by filmmaker Ben TK. You should definitely check out his work. I'll link it down below. He offers that type of video when you watch it, you have to watch it several times because there's always something new that you didn't observe the first time. And you always leave saying, damn, how did he do that? You have unlimited creativity with the Adobe suite that you just can't do with Final Cut. And ultimately, this will step up your game and your value. If I could just do 10% of what Ben could do, then I would die happy. After Effects tutorial soon, in like 10 years. Give me time, okay? When you're ready to export, you can queue it up into Adobe Media Encoder. This allows you to export multiple videos all at the same time. For example, one of my work shoots, I was editing a bunch of social media clips that I had to get out that day while exporting, and I didn't waste any time and my computer was not slowing down. For those of you who don't know what Media Encoder is, it's the software that runs the process of exports for you so you can continue editing in Premiere without having any performance impacts. Lastly, I want to talk about my collaboration with remote editors. My workflow is fairly simple. I just use Dropbox, I organize the folders, rename the footage, and drop in the project file. You also have the option of using this feature called Team Projects for larger companies, which makes it really easy for everyone to collab on the same project. The key that makes Premiere the best in collaboration is that small project file. You also have the option if you want to copy your footage to consolidate it and just use the selected clips in your sequences. Here's an example of file sizes in Final Cut versus Premiere. There's a huge difference. So this concludes video 2 of 3. If you haven't checked out the first one where I discussed my reasons on switching to Premiere in the first place, check that out down below. The third one is gonna be my final thoughts. So I'm excited to close this off strong. Find my IG because I post there on the daily. You do you, fam, and I'll see you when I see you. Done. Wow, what did I just say? Videos at once, simultaneously. Did I say that right? Simultaneously? Simultaneously. It sounds, I know, I don't know why.
Simultaneously.
I can't say big words, I'm sorry.
Simultaneously.
No. What? Why are you laughing?
I feel like it's...
Did I really leave that up there? Oh God. I was joking. And now I notice it's still there.